Welcome to Iron Paulsboro, a new season, a new show. We're coming to you, but we're coming to you from an old friend, Rizzo's family, Chiropractic Center here with Dr. Karen Rizzo here at the Gibbstown Shopping Center. Irma, we're back, and this is, Fred tells us, it's the beginning of the 27th season.
We were only going to last for 13 weeks, John, and thank you, Karen, for all your help with the Paulsboro Record, advertising, and also our show.
By the way, your pendant's beautiful. That's your son.
Yes, that's Walter Jr., 12 years, John, but he's always with us in spirit. I have a yellow butterfly around me ever since Walt's died.
Isn't that something? We're going to be right back. We have an interesting program to kick off this season. We hope you enjoy it. Stay with us. We're coming back from the Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center here at the Gibbstown Shopping Center. I got all those words out. We'll be right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we are at the Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center, and now here with Karen Rizzo. She has been a friend, a longtime sponsor of this show, and very supportive of community endeavors throughout. This is a place that people come to get relief, but there's also always stories. So Karen, just before Fred turned the camera on, when the storm moved through, you were here.
I was adjusting a patient. I'll never forget that adjustment. The noise was unbelievable, and we didn't know what was going on, obviously. I don't think anybody expected what was to come. But we were here, and when we walked outside, it was unbelievable. Everything, all the awnings were down, the telephone poles right on Harmony Road. There were 5 of them that got hit, and it was just an experience we'll never forget.
No, it was a big deal. As we I think mentioned on the show, we had not concluded the season yet. Although the National Weather Service said there was no tornado, there was a clear picture of a black funnel cloud that touched down in Gibbstown, and it seemed like the shopping center was directly on the path as this thing moved through. And I looked at the National Weather Service as almost I looked at National Transportation Safety Board. I mean, you just wonder what they're seeing because they don't seem to see the same things that we see. But Karen, you survived. The awnings still aren't up, which is one of the reasons we wanted to get here to do the show because you're still in business.
Yes. Well, you might not be able to see our signs outside, but go on Gibbstown Chiro, and it's our good website, and people can get in touch with us.
It's important. So that's Gibbstown Chiro.
CHIRO, yes, .com. That's correct.
Very good. Now, is this from a former patient? What are you holding?
Not quite. This is a spine. I treat patients that have, my specialty is headaches and migraines. You could have a headache or migraine for 25 years. You come in and get one adjustment, and the headache or migraine is gone. I also treat neck pain, mid-back pain, lower back pain, sciatica, radiating pain going down the arms, any type of joint pains such as shoulder, elbow, wrist, carpal tunnel, hips, knees, ankles, arthritis. So if you have a pain, come see me, and I'll see what I can do. If I cannot help you, then I can refer you out to get X-rays and MRI or to a medical doctor. But most of the time, I can help my patients get rid of their pains.
Janice has been here frequently. You helped me out a couple of years ago when I was in a bad way. So there's great value, and above all, even chiropractic, it is a practice. What makes this work so well here is Karen's personality. and her caring, because that comes through. What are the office hours? Do people walk in, Karen? Do they need appointments? How does it work?
They need an appointment, but I'm here Monday through Saturday, so just call and we'll schedule you an appointment. But I do want to say most people are confused about chiropractic. They see the very traumatic adjustments on TV, but that's not what chiropractic is. I do a technique called active release technique, and what I do, it's a very gentle technique, and I get the feedback from patients that people really enjoy the adjustments and are very relaxed during an adjustment. And what I do is relax muscles, because patients have pain because the bones can go out of position and they pinch on your nerves and they pull on your muscles, and that causes you pain. What I do as a chiropractor is I gently relax the muscles with my hands. It feels good. The adjustment feels good. I gently put the bones back in position, and that takes pressure off the pinched nerves, and that alleviates the pain.
It sounds like it works to me. I am a one martini a day person with regards to taking tension away, but there is no question about the value of easing tension. Karen, phone number here?
856-224-0300.
And the website again?
www.gibbstownchiro.com.
Very good. Easy enough to remember. And whoever that belongs to, I want to make sure we get that back to them. We'll be right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have, or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
And welcome back. Of course, the major economic development project going on around us is the port. We've done updates from time to time. This segment will be that. This has a little bit of a local twist. One of the key elements to this port is the fact that there's going to be modern rail service into the port, allowing the locomotive to actually drag the car up onto the wharf and then the product to be unloaded directly onto the train, and a loop established to get it out of the yard. This is going to make this a very competitive port for world business because of the efficiency that's going to occur. With me now is Chris D'Aloisio. He's Jim D'Aloisio's son, who you know being so active with the Boys and Girls Club. Their company, Railroad Construction South Jersey, is based in Paulsboro. They're a subcontractor on the job to Kyle Conti Construction, who is responsible for building a rail loop. So, Chris, first of all, thanks for coming over. You guys build a lot of things, SEPTA projects, all kinds of rail. This is an interesting project.
Yes, it is. It's a little over 3 miles of brand new port track. It's great to see this being done right in our hometown. So.
Yeah, and going over, and then Fred was able to get over to get some footage. This is a continuously welded rail. Tell us about the actual process. People don't get to see railroads and rail being built this close up. Tell us about how it works.
How it works is there's a machine, electric flashbolt welder, which uses electrical current to basically forge the rails into 1,400-foot strings, and we construct a track with that.
You have them laid out almost like spaghetti. They become one piece. So, and they move on. There's ballast and there's ties. How do they get lifted in one section? How do you move 1,400 feet of a rail?
We use machines very delicately. They are very flexible, so we can thread them over into their spot and drag them on rail rollers and to the locations where we build the track with them. And
you mentioned 3 miles of rail?
Yes.
Now, I think, by the way, to give you an idea of what this when I say this number, this doesn't mean Railroad Construction. This is their contract. But the overall cost on the rail portion of the project is right around $14,700,000 and change. So it's a big component to this port. But Chris, now, so from a standpoint of how track's going to get in, coming over the new rail bridge, and the discussion has to be about how to get a Y in place to get these things in without blocking traffic.
Yeah, there's talks of putting a Y in at the Paulsboro Bridge that would actually come through our property and connect into the lead that would lead down to the Paulsboro.
And then that way it keeps traffic on the street. Has your father talked about putting in a toll booth at the to come through?
Yeah, it would be nice.
You got to negotiate that with Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, absolutely.
But back on, before we close out the segment, this is heavy work. So, I mean, how many rail ties? What's the count? You've got stacks of them there.
There's a little under 9,000 ties being put in the track, 30,000 feet of new rail, welded rail. About half the project's being built with new 136-pound rail, and the other half with relay 140-pound rail. It's a lot of moving parts and a lot of material. Total, we'll probably put in roughly 20,000 tons of ballast and surface all the track, and it has to be thermal adjusted, heated to a neutral temperature, and then anchored down. So there's a lot of moving parts.
Now, when they built the Western Railroad and they used all those unfortunate Chinese people, was it this sophisticated?
No, we have a lot of equipment these days that get the guys off the ground and make us a little more efficient.
Very good. And keep in mind, jobs here. This is a local company working, and this is a first-class operation. When this rail is done, this is going to make this port competitive and inviting, because time is money when you're unloading and handling ships. I'm saying it correctly, aren't I, Chris? So the idea is to be able to get this stuff on a train and out is going to make it attractive, which makes this port so very viable. Thank you, Chris, very much. We appreciate the D'Aloisio family, by the way, very involved in a lot of charitable endeavors through this region. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. As I said, we're coming to you from the offices of Karen Rizzo, her family chiropractic center here at the Gibbstown Shopping Center. With me now is Marc Kamp, who's been a regular on this show for all these years. Marc visits us today. Marc, you have two things. First of all, the Lighthouse Challenge is coming.
Yes. Third weekend in October 17th, 18th, is New Jersey Lighthouse Challenge. The challenge is there are 11 land-based lighthouses, 2 life-saving stations, and a museum that participate. And the challenge is to visit all 15 of them during the course of the weekend. This is the 16th year for the challenge. We average between 1,000 and 1,800 people coming to Paulsboro as tourists on this weekend from all over the country. We usually get attendees from like 22 to 25 states plus a couple foreign countries. It's a big deal, and we're right up there with Absecon, Barnegat, Cape May, all the big lighthouses. We're equal to them in attendance for that day. And that weekend is our major fundraiser for the year that takes care of carrying it, because our major expenses insurance, which is pretty important. We are the lighthouse is owned and maintained by the Coast Guard, and we've just established a rapport with the chief in charge of us at the Philadelphia station. We have a license from the Coast Guard to open it to the public. The first year we got the license, first time, it was a 5-year license. They liked what we're doing so much that the second time they renewed us for a 15-year license.
It was a great community project at the time it was instituted, and they're going to get a wonderful view from the top of the lighthouse. They're going to be able, of course, see into Philadelphia, but they're also going to be able to see the new port. So if you haven't done this before, you should consider it. If you don't have a good heart, I mean, there's a lot of steps involved.
Only 112, John.
Only 112. I did a wedding from the top of that one time. One of the second reasons Mark stopped to join us, Paulsboro Day concluded. Very, very successful, real small tent afternoon. Mark, why don't you deliver some thank yous? But before we do that, because we're going to go out on footage, Mark visits with us as Yom Kippur is about to begin, which is the highest of the holy days for those of the Jewish faith, now concluding, starting the new year. So, Mark, a little bit about Yom Kippur, because people who don't know the faith don't realize what the day means.
Okay, it's the high holy days for the Jewish religion start with Rosh Hashanah, which was last week, which is the New Year. The 10 days between the beginning of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the 10 days of reflection and repentance, where you're supposed to ask forgiveness, not only of God, but of your fellow man, anybody you may have offended during the year. There's a time to straighten things out. And then Yom Kippur is the grand finale, and it's you ask for is when God decides who's going to live and who's going to die for the coming year, and just a lot of intense prayer.
And a good point of reflection. Mark was chairman this year of Paulsboro Day. Fred and Amy were out to get some footage. It was a real fun day. The rain held off in large part. Mark, some thank yous and just some observations, and Fred will go out on a montage of footage.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to thank the Paulsboro School Board. We hosted at the high school, and the staff there, led by Jack Henderson, has always been fantastic. Without them, there's no way we could pull it off. I'd like to thank Mayor and Council for kicking in. They paid for the rides, the stage, and the porta potties. The committee, through fundraising, took care of everything else. And our goal, it's according to our bylaws, it's a day of unity for the borough. And we've tried to make it that way. This is our 19th contiguous one. There were Paulsboro Days in 1983 and 1984 also. Our goal is to make everything free for everybody. All the rides for the kids, everything is free. I think we're the only day in the area that does maintain that. I think most of the others charge. For thank yous, the school board, the borough, for their financial contribution. The committee did a fantastic job this year. It was just the weather cooperated. It was just a beautiful day.
It was a perfect day. Enjoy this footage and the rest of the footage, by the way, and we'll be right back.
Rainy day bells, played in the chapel, telling the people all of these sunshine. Rainy day bells, played by the raindrop, telling the people don't be afraid of the storm. One day the sun is shining through a silver lining. Wait and see. Sing the rainy day bells. Rainy day bells. Rainy day bells. Hey little girl, sweet little girl, come to your window, come to your and hear the music. Sing you a sweet, sweet song. Don't let the rain make you unhappy. In just a moment, we're gonna be walking in the sun. The little gray clouds will cheer up. Gonna smile and clear up when they hear those rainy day bells. Rainy day bells. Rainy day bells. Rainy day bells. Hey little girl, come to your window and hear the music. Sing you a sweet, sweet song. Don't let the rain make you unhappy. In just a moment, we're gonna be walking in the sun. The little gray clouds will clear up. Gonna smile and clear up when they hear those rainy bells. Believe that she was true. It's bad enough I lost her love. I had to lose my best friend too. Oh, there they go in their joy. A happy girl, lucky boy. Am I broken hearted? The last time that she said goodbye, I believe that she was true. It's bad enough I lost her love. I had to lose my best friend too. Oh, there they go in their joy. A happy girl, lucky boy, and here am I.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
And welcome back. The real reason we do the show and why we're back for the 27th year is Irma Stevenson's Community Notes. Irma, it's all yours.
John, they always wonder what hair color you and I are both having, John.
I know what color mine's going to be.
I never know what my granddaughter mixes up. Happy birthdays to Angela Cordetti, Teresa Battaglia, Robert Cordetti, Dolly Carter, Johnny Gentile, Santina Marina, Tony Gentile Ware, one of my best friends, Kay Ruggie. Remember, she worked in Weiss's for a long time. Roseanne Banneker, Nippy DeMarco, Jack Otten, Janet Little, Beth Ann Weiss, Brian, the twins, Brian and Keith O'Leary, and John, happy birthday to my mother, Irma Candle. She'll be 95, October the 4th. Born and raised in Paulsboro and never left it.
Magnificent.
Kyle Benneker, Danny Moore, Tricia Doak, Yvonne Gravassi, Charles Esposito, Bonbon Haddock, Jill, Fred, Judy, and Trevor Suiters, Kim Stevenson Berthold, who is in Okinawa, our granddaughter with Major Claude and family, Bonnie Haddock, John Haddock III, Steve O'Leary Jr. Happy anniversaries to Barry and Angela Cordetti, Rich and Rita Costenbader, Ursula and John Hoffman, Bonbon and Harry Llewellyn, Gail and Nippy DeMarco, May and Arnie Suter, and 59 years for Walter and I, John.
My goodness, you were so young.
They're building a monument. My kids are decorating with a Purple Heart and Medal of Honor. Bravery.
Oh, you did well. And Irma adjust her notes there. Just a reminder to the people, Nino Traversi's restaurant is open. There was a little bit of a hiccup there about whether he was going to be there or not. It was all involving the old landlord. And I'm happy to report that the transaction to sell the plaza to the new developer has, in fact, closed. So progress is expected very shortly, and that is just going to lift up that part of town. And to Nino, we're happy you're there because you're very important. So if you haven't been there in a while, stop and see Nino. And as the plaza gets redone, things will be refreshed. Irma?
And Manjim Bev at Nino's. He treats you well. John, our friends at Mount Carmel United African Methodist Episcopal Church at 126 Gill Avenue, I'd like people to know they have many activities going on Mondays at 7 o'clock, pressing towards the mark. Tuesday, they have at 6 p.m. the Kids Club and Youth Bible Study, 7 p.m. Adult Bible Study. Every third Thursday is the Food Bank from 4 to 6. September 26th, they're having the Metropolitan Mail Chorus. The 27th is Men Days. They are a great plus to our family in Paulsboro, especially with the new ministerium. Friday, October 2nd, the Gibbstown Volunteer Fire Company, Les Auxiliaries, will have a Chinese auction. Doors open, and they always send me all kinds of stuff, John, which I'm glad. Doors open at 6, auction starts at 7 at the Gibbstown Volunteer Fire Company. Please help them out. October 9th, Paulsboro High School Sports Hall of Fame. I think it's our 22nd year, John. Induction banquet, Tom Davis, year 69, Warren Lopez, year 70, Rob Salvatore, 74, Chuck Ramsey, 91, John Countess, 98, Troy Bennett, 2000, and coach contributors Nikki Marina, class of 77. Tickets are $40. Call me at 423-3787.
That's a nice group.
Oh, I think it's our 22nd year, John. Don't forget, John, you're the MC.
I got to make a note of that.
I'm making it right down. Okay, October the 10th, another Chinese auction. They're back in town, John, at St. James Episcopal Church on North Commerce Street. Doors open at 12 noon. 1 p.m. The auction starts. Cost is $5 admission, $2 a sheet. Call Barry at 423-7716. Paulsboro class of 1975 is holding their 40th class reunion at First, at 11 a.m., they're going to be tailgating with coffee at the Paulsboro High School Parents Center. Tour of the high school, 11:45. The football game, which is free to them. And then at 7 o'clock at the Sportsman's Club, $30, cash bar, DJ, and they're going to have a photo booth. Please call Brenda Stevenson on her email, bkstevenson03@yahoo.com, or Mary Sawyer at gmail.com. And don't forget, St. Paul's is having a craft sale show, 9p to 3p on November the 14th, John. So we are busy in Paulsboro, John.
Well, that's why we had to get back on the air, because these very important announcements had to be made. Irma, that's going to do it. For Fred behind the camera, for Bill Crane, our producer, who couldn't make it, for Amy Cook, who lends a lot of support. Irma?
God bless America and Paulsboro, and go Big Red.
And we'll see you on Broad Street. Until next time.
Here we go. Hey. Now let me see you do